Stop everything you are doing right now. Do not close this screen. Do not scroll past. Because at 2:47 this morning, God showed me your future, and he wept. Lord says there is one sin you must never commit again, the sin of doubting who I created you to be. This sin steals more from you than the enemy ever could. Every time you shrink, every time you call yourself less than what I called you, heaven grieves because you are rejecting what I placed inside you. You didn't land on this message by chance. Chosen 7 others scrolled, but you stayed because you were chosen to hear it, chosen to be corrected, chosen to be restored, chosen to step into the version of yourself you keep trying to talk yourself out of. If this is on your screen, it's because God decided you were ready for what comes next.
They studied your pattern. They watched your wounds. The demons around you knew exactly where to press, exactly which bruise to touch, just to make you shrink back from who you are. 4 of them worked on your finances, creating delays and setbacks to convince you that you are incapable. 3 attacked your relationship, twisting conversations so you would believe you weren't worthy of love or connection. 5 focused on your mind. They replaced old failures at your hour when your heart felt the weakest. They amplified insecurity until you thought it was your own voice. And 4 stood at your doors. They closed opportunities before you even reached them, not because you weren't ready, but because they knew what would happen the moment you believed you were. Nothing you faced was random. None of it was coincidence. It was a calculated effort to convince you to doubt what I placed in you. Because if they could make you doubt yourself, they could make you step away from the very blessings heaven already released. But you didn't break, you didn't fold. And now I am telling you, the assignment ends when the doubt ends. But hear me clearly now. The greatest weapon they used against you wasn't tragedy, loss, delay, or fear. Their strongest strategy was something quieter, something slower, something they hoped you would never notice. They wanted you to commit one sin, a sin that looks harmless but drains power faster than any attack. The sin of doubting who you are. Father says today, this is the one sin you must never commit again. The sin of shrinking when I called you to stand. The sin of speaking against yourself when I already spoke for you. The sin of treating your identity like a suggestion instead of a decree. This sin has stolen more from you than any enemy ever could. The sin is why you question doors I already unlocked. This sin is why you apologize for taking up space I gave you. This sin is why blessings were delayed, not denied, while you wrestled with believing you were worthy of receiving them. I am bringing realization and achievements into sharper focus. I am not a God of theatrics or empty promises. What I speak, I finish, and I intend to finish much in your life. Faith is not pretending you are fine. Faith is substance. It is the core of what you have been hoping for. And that substance begins to take form the moment you refuse doubt and act in the boldness I planted inside you. Let me refine the dreams you hide from yourself. Let me resurrect the hopes you buried under fear. I want your life to move in rhythm I designed for you. Seed, fruit, harvest, and then more seed. You will not live at the level of your wounds. You will not keep repeating cycles that were engineered to break you. You will not just survive. You will rise, you will build, you will conquer. Stop looking for the one thing you think I'll bless. I bless everything you put your hand to when you move without fear. This movement is a turning point, a decision point, a line in the sand. Decide today that you are my beloved. Decide that you are worthy the promises I made. Decide that doubting yourself is no longer an option. My love for you does not expire. It does not run out. It does not thin over time. I never turn my face from you. I never choose another over you. There is a place in my heart that carries your name alone. Trust me. Let me take it from here. You are stepping into days where things align too perfectly to be random. You are stepping into clarity, into strength, into the future they tried to block. The assignment ends when the doubt ends. And today, heaven says it ends here. You need to understand why the pressure felt so personal. Why? They were trying to break you. Something else was happening behind the scenes. A case was being built with your name on it. Not in the world you can see, but in the one that I governs. The enemy wasn't attacking you at random. He was acting on old rights. Rights he gained become right. He gained because someone in your family line 3 generations ago reached for help in a moment of fear and ended up making a covenant with darkness. A door opened, a contract was formed, and without knowing it, you have been carrying the weight of an agreement you never signed. But that changed this week. The ship didn't start on earth, it started in the courts of heaven. I went before the throne for you. I brought every tear you have cried when no one was there to comfort you. Every prayer you whispered when you thought heaven was quiet. Every moment you closed faith when fear was louder. Every time you kept saying God was good even when your situation didn't reflect it. I put every sleepless night on the table. Every bill you covered with resources you shouldn't have had. Every time you held yourself together while carrying someone else's burden. Every prayer you prayed for others even when you were the one bleeding. And when it was all laid out, the room went still. The enemy tried to speak, but your endurance spoke louder. He tried to highlight your setback, but your resilience overshadowed them. He tried to point at your past, but your repentance erased his evidence. He tried to argue you had nothing left in you, but every time you stood back up proved him wrong. Then the gavel dropped. Heaven ruled in your favor. The judge, who also calls you his own, declared the assignment finished. The legal rights were stripped. The generational contract was torn out of the enemy hand. Every spirit assigned to sabotage this bloodline was bound and removed, and everything stolen is now ordered to return multiplied. What was delayed must move. What was closed must open. What was held back must be released. This is why you are still standing. This is why they couldn't break you. This is why the next chapter hits different. Right now, as you read these words, pay attention to what is happening in your physical body. Some of you might feel wrath, or some of you might feel warmth spreading through your chest. This is not your imagination. This is my presence moving through your rib cage, healing places you didn't even know were broken. Some of you might feel tingling in your hands or your feet. That is cellular activation. The body is responding to spiritual shifts happening in real time. Every ears might ring slightly, a high pitch that comes and goes. This is the sound of dimensions overlapping, of angelic activity intensifying around your atmosphere. Some of you suddenly feel emotional, like you might cry even though nothing sad is happening right now. This is not weakness. That is the sound of chains breaking in a molecular level. This is your soul recognizing that rescue has arrived. Comment 777 if you are finally realizing this wasn't bad luck but a coordinated hit. If you are starting to see the delay wasn't punishment but the time it took to build a case strong enough to end the assignment for good. And before you think this is only theory, let me show you what happened when others finally refused to doubt who they were. There was a woman in Phoenix who had been hit in every area by the enemy. 4 spirits worked on her finances until she was convinced she has cursed. 3 twisted her relationship until she believed love wasn't for her. 5 attacked her mind so quietly she didn't even recognize the voice wasn't hers. She reached this message on a night. She almost convinced herself she wasn't worth praying for anymore. She whispered, "Oh God, if you see me, just prove it once." 72 hours later, her supervisor called her into the office. The company audited their books and discovered she had been underpaid for 27 months. Not only did they correct the salary, they issued a back pay deposit so large she cried on the floor of her kitchen. The door that had been shut wasn't shut for punishment. It was shut until the case in heaven shifted in her favor. When she stopped doubting, everything else stopped resisting. And there was a man in Detroit whose mind had been in the battlefield for years. The enemy replayed every failure, every mistake, every moment he felt abandoned. He cried a quiet heaviness he couldn't explain and shame that didn't belong to him. He thought God was disappointed in him. He didn't realize he was living under a contract signed by someone who died decades before he was born. He read this message at 3:40 a.m., exhausted, numb, out of strength. All he said was, if you are still fighting for me, let me feel it. Within 3 days, the depression lifted so suddenly it shook his doctor. The panic attack stopped. The nightmares stopped. The heaviness erased like a rope being cut. He said it felt like something let go of me. It didn't let go. It was removed permanently. The case broke. The rights were revoked. And the moment he stopped doubting who he was, his mind stopped echoing who he wasn't. Two people, two impossible reversal, both within 72 hours, both after heaven ruled in their favor, both after they refused to commit the sin that almost cost them everything, doubting themselves when God already chooses them. And the same shift is happening for you. Share this message with exactly 3 people in the next 72 hours. Not 5, not 10, 3, the number of resurrection, the number of divine completion. When you say this, you are not spreading content, you are spreading breakthrough. You are carrying an anointing that moves through you and into the lives of the people connected to you. And this is how heaven multiplies what just started in you. In the next 7 days, watch for specific confirmation that this message was sent by me. First, someone you have not heard from in years will reach out. They will not understand why. They will say something like, I was just thinking about you, or your name came to my mind and I had to call. This is not coincidence. This is angelic coordination orchestrated from my throne room. Second, you will receive money you weren't expecting. It will involve the numbers 3, 7 or 11. It might be $33. It might be $370. It might be $7,700. Do not dismiss small amounts. The size is not the message. The timing is watch for it. Third, someone will speak a sentence that contains the exact answer to a question you have been asking me in private. You will not have told them about your situation. They will not know they are delivering a word from my throne, but you will know your spirit will live inside you the moment they say it. Fourth, you will have a dream so vivid it feels more real than your waking life. In that dream, you will see water flowing. You will see a door opening that was previously locked. You will hear your name spoken with authority and love. Write it down immediately when you wake. The dream is a download of strategy of your next season. Now, I need to warn about the counterattack. In the next 72 hours, something will happen designed to make you doubt this message. An unexpected bill will arrive. Your car will break down. Someone will say something that triggers old wounds. You will feel sudden exhaustion. Your mind will whisper, see, nothing changed. It was just another video. This is the death rattle of an assignment that knows its time is up. Do not fall for it. That is not evidence this message was false. That's the evidence it was true. When darkness panics, it makes one last desperate move. Recognize it for what it is. A defeated enemy trying to convince you it still has power. When the test comes, and it will come, speak out loud. Say, I recognize this as confirmation, not contradiction. My breakthrough is not cancelled. It is accelerated. Then type, I choose breakthrough in the comments. Speak it and type it. Double declarations across earthly and digital realms. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Not because I need subscribers, but because this channel operates as a frequency tower. When you subscribe, you tune your spirit to a specific wavelength where miracles travel. Breakthroughs follow frequency, so stay connected to the source. Now let me show you the 3 doors I saw when I looked at your future. There are 3 doors in front of you right now. Even though you cannot see them with natural eyes, each door leads to a different dimension of blessings. All 3 are opening simultaneously, not because you earned it, but because you survived what should have destroyed you. The first door is called restoration. Behind this door, everything stolen from you in the last 4 years returns. Not similar things, the exact things. The relationship that ended circles back, healed and purified. The opportunity that passed you by reappears, upgraded. The joy that died is resurrected, more alive than before. I see your family reunited behind the doors. I see conversations you stopped praying for because you thought they were impossible. I see laughter filling rooms that have only known silence for years. I see photographs being taken that document moments you thought you would never experience. This door opens through gratitude. When you start thinking and thanking me for what you have not seen yet, the hinges begin to move. The second door is called acceleration. Behind this door, time bends in your favor. What should take 5 years happens in 5 months. Healing that doctors said would require years happen in weeks. Promotions that demand a decade of climbing happen in a season. I see you signing papers for a home you thought was 10 years away. I see financial increase that has no logical explanation. I see opportunities finding you that you never applied for. I see connections forming in 24 hours that would normally take 24 months. This door opens through bold faith. When you start declaring impossible thing as already done, this lock releases. The third door is called multiplication. Behind this door, your seed explodes. The $50 you save become 5,000. The kindness you show on strangers creates a chain reaction that touches hundreds. The prayer you pray for yourself becomes a generational blessing that heals your entire bloodline. I see your children and grandchildren walking in favor that started with your eyes. Right now, I see curses breaking not just for you, but for everyone connected to your DNA. For the next 7 generations, I see your name becoming synonymous with breakthrough in your family line. This door opens through generosity. When you give from your leg, I release from my abundance. All 3 doors are opening for you simultaneously right now. Michael, the archangel, is standing at the threshold with keys in his hand. The moment you type, I choose breakthrough, he inserts all 3 keys and turns them at the exact same moment. And now, after everything I have revealed to you, after exposing the doubt that tried to disguise itself as humility, after stripping the enemy of every legal right he thought he held, and after proving through others what happens when my children finally see themselves the way I see them, let me release blessings over you the way I thought. Receive this verse as covenant, not encouragement. Receive them as verdicts, not comfort. As you read them, they activate in your atmosphere. May your sleep tonight settle into a rest so deep you forget what anxiety feels like. May you wake tomorrow with the quiet knowing that something broke off while you slept. Something old, something heavy, something that was never yours to carry. May your body feels lighter in the morning, as though weights dissolve without your permission. May a calm you cannot experience rest on your chest like warm oil. May opportunities begin to move towards you instead of waiting for you to chase them. May favor locate you like it has your address memorized. May your phone ring with good news. May your inbox become the place where answers arrive disguised as updates, approvals, and revisions. May someone who misunderstood you suddenly see clearly. May the door that closed in your face open without you touching the handle. May tears dry up. May laughter return with a sound you forget belongs to you. May joy flood your life until people around you feel it without you saying a word. May debts cancel. May sickness flee. May relationship realign. May doors open. May favors surround you like air. In the name of higher than every name. In the authority of the blood that broke every contract written against you. In the power of the resurrections that guarantees your victory. I release these blessings over your life, and every angel assigned to your case answers with one voice. Amen. It's done, it's sealed, it's irreversible. Now walk forward without doubting who you are. That sin ends today, and with it, everything that once resisted you. Now walk forward without doubting who you are. And as that weight lifts, I need you to recognize the movement you are standing in, because this isn't just inspiration, this is a crossroads. 2 futures are forming at the same time, and heaven is giving you the clarity to see both. So, your choice is intentional, not accidental. Future 1 is what unfolds if you choose this and move on. You tell yourself you will come back to it later, but life distracts you. The door that was wide open begins to drift shut. Not because I close it, but because open doors still requires willing steps. The assignment that was losing power regains another 6 months of influence. Not because it's stronger, but because the enemy keeps legal ground when you ignore the deliverance already placed in front of you. Time passes, 6 months look exactly like today. A year from now feels familiar in a painful way. 5 years later, you are still praying for a breakthrough that was already offered to you, and you don't even remember the moment you walk past it. Future 2. Start the moments you respond. You type 777 right now, not because numbers have power, but because obedience does. You share this message with 3 people within the next 24 hours, not as content, but a signal to heaven that you are stepping into alignment. Tomorrow, you wake up looking for confirmation instead of hoping for coincidence, and you see it because your eyes are finally turned to what God is doing. Within 72 hours, something shifts that cannot be explained, but effort or logic. Within 3 weeks, you are telling someone that just happened to you. In 3 months, people who haven't seen you in a while stop and stare because your atmosphere changed. In 6 months, you are blessing others from a level you once begged God to reach you. In a year, you are the voice telling someone else, when I typed 777, everything broke open. And in 5 years, you are guiding people through doors that once terrified you. Both futures are real. Both are within reach. Only one requires you to move while the door is open. Only one asks fate to take the lead. Only one places you in the current where miracles flow like breath. No one is forcing you. Heaven doesn't operate through pressure, only invitation. But the door is open. The room is lit. The verdict is in your favor. And I am standing here watching to see which story you step into. The future that pulled tears from my eyes was the one where you walk through without hesitation. The beauty waiting for you is not a metaphor. It is the reality on the other side of your yes. So take the step, place in front of you. Type 777 now. Share this message with exactly 3 people before you sleep tonight. 3, the number of resurrections. 3, the number of completion. When you share this, you are not forwarding a message. You are releasing breakthrough into someone else's timeline. So say it loud. I receive my breakthrough now. I step through every door God opened. I agree with heaven's verdict over my life. Then rest like someone who finally signed the contract they were born to carry. Your future isn't shaped by fear anymore. It's shaped by promise, and it is far more beautiful than you think.